Welcome to Scotland Unplugged, and the most psychedelic railway tunnel in the world. Probably. I actually made a video about this a wee while ago, but like a lot of my early videos, it was rubbish. The highlights were the tunnel itself, the loss of my dignity, and a cameo appearance from this guy. I've watched the tunnel evolve over the years, and I always kind of wondered why. And then a face appeared, and all became clear. So, after some digging, now we're back with the story of the whole thing. These are the mean streets of Colinton Village. I mean, it's alright if you like rivers and trees and old architecture. My kids love it because it's a village, and they think it's populated by the villagers of Minecraft. This is the local manse, and this is Robert Louis Stevenson, and this is also Robert Louis Stevenson. His granddad was the local Church of Scotland minister, which is how he wound up staying here as a kid, and wrote about it quite often. The tunnel itself didn't open until 1874, by which time Robert Louis Stevenson would have been 24, and his granddad would have been dead 14 years. But there is a bit more of a connection. This is Dr. Richard Beeching. In 1961, Beeching became the first chairman of British Railways, and is considered by many to be the villain of the piece. A bit of a hatchet man. The UK rail network had been built up massively between 1825 and 1911. Most of the expansion took place during a few concentrated periods known as the railway manias. I'm just picturing crowds of rampaging train spotters with flasks and halitosis, but really it was more like rampaging crowds of a new middle class with a desperation to invest cold hard cash in a bubble that was about to burst. At the end of 1830, there were about 125 miles of rail track in the whole UK. By the end of 1871, it was over 13,000 miles. However, by the end of the 1950s, the train had been pretty much overtaken by the car. Step forward, the Axeman. He put together the infamous Beeching reports, the first one of which recommended the closure of 2,363 stations, along with 5,000 miles of track and the loss of 67,700 British Rail jobs. It also resulted in the loss of local services to many communities. Still, it does also mean I have a nice level path to run to work on in the mornings. The tunnel closed down in 1967 and was bricked up. Then it reopened in 1980, along with the walkway you see behind me. If you're lucky and you come down here after it's been raining, you can still see the imprint left behind by the old sleepers where they compacted the ground. In 2019, with the tunnel in disrepair, bad lighting and people feeling kinda intimidated by all the graffiti on the walls, a decision was taken to make something happen. A charity was set up, and that's when everything got psychedelic. It's a local community project that brought together artists and 600 young people. And yes, I'm aware how old that makes me sound. It's now among the top 10 tourist attractions in the city, and completely free, although of course donations are welcome. It's based on a poem written by Robert Louis Stevenson, describing a child's first train journey. So, here goes. Faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like troops in a battle, all through the meadows, the horses and cattle, all of the sights of the hill and the plain fly as thick as driving rain, and ever again in the wink of an eye, painted stations whistle by. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles all by himself and gathering brambles. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes, and there is the green for stringing the daisies. Here is a cart run away in the road, lumping along with a man and a load, and here is a mill, and there is a river, each a glimpse, and gone forever. So, what's the verdict?
Good.
Tough crowd. See you next time.